Here is a look at your gap and go trades for the week of September 15th through the 19th. I will go over price targets on the 5-minute time frame, have a gap recap from September 8th through the 12th, and update the chart as well. Hi everyone, it's Dow on the Dow. First up is Tsly. We ended the week at $8.42, up 4.86%. Again, all I'm looking at for this upcoming week is from this point Monday to Friday. Now, to the north side from where we are takes us to resistance and 2 standard deviations at roughly 856. This is an area we've been to before. Above that at 3 SD takes us to roughly 870. And should we be so lucky as to get to this level, that takes us back to 876. And again, that is resistance and a potential take profit area here, here, and here, and a sell limit area. It depends what your goal is. But that's what I try to do, sell off at those lines if I'm trying to get rid of something. Now, the yellow lines are from 2024. The purple lines are from 2025. Now, to the south side, that will take us back to an area we've been to before. This is one level of support at 836. See this line very close to the new line. So let me go back and see when did I mark that out? I'm going to go to the 15-minute time frame and check it out. It looks like I marked it back on Monday, April the 25th, and we're just going back to that level. We're just grinding along in a range. Oops. Option Z to reset if you hit something you didn't mean to. So I know I have a lot of lines drawn, but I know exactly what it means. Oh, let me just do this. I'll move this aside so you can see that just a little bit better. See, that's the line I drew. So this line is so close to that, I'm going to delete that. Gone. And this hot pink line is a previous buy-in line of mine. All the hot pink lines. So I own here and all these levels down here. Now let's take a look at what we can anticipate to the south side once again. So support also takes us to 834, many levels of support and resistance between 2 and -2 SD. Below that, let's go, see that red line? Red, white, and blue. Where's my blue line? Oh, right down there. Wow. Okay. So we're all the way here. The green line is right there. And then the red at -2 standard deviations, 743, 722, and another pullback area, $7. Oh, that's on the 15. No wonder the spread is so high. Let me go back to the 5, option R. There we go. It's like that looked weird, which is why you will get different buy and sell signals on the different time frames that you play. So back to this. Let's move that. All right. So on the 5, which is what I meant to give you, 815, 804, and roughly 793. The light pink lines are areas I've already traded and sold shares at in the past. All right. And we have this gap in play down to 732 for a pullback. This is a pullback area as well at 758. Let me clean up this 788 because that already touched right there basically on September the 11th. Took us up to 788. Delete. No, oops, wrong one. No longer in play. Delete. Delete. All right. right, and our next target for a gap fill will be right here. And when can we conservatively touch? Well, right here is the middle of the trend, maybe by the end of the week, but we could definitely gap up. Right now, the RSI is going down, so I will anticipate a little bit of a pullback. We could go down to go up again and then close out this. So that is the target, this 870 area. All right, the next one is NEO. Again, ignore all the horizontal lines. You don't need it. I just play off of the green, the red, white, and blue lines. I just keep these as reference points. All right, NEO. 622 up 2.47%. This is where we ended. Resistance, 648, 668, and perhaps another time down the road, we are in a upward pattern, so that's nice, 688. To the south side, oops, one level of support takes us to 608. This gap closes down at 574. If we touch this line, I will anticipate a bounce. This is also support. 567 for a pullback area, 547, and then we're going to get back into a territory that I marked out in 2024, 526. Then we have this gap in play to the downside, as well as this one to 555, and this gap, oh, look at this. This one touched and I did not clean it up. All right, that touched the week of, well, Friday the 15th. That took us to 490. Apparently I have not cleaned this up, and I look at it all the time. Just don't pull, oops, left enough. So this is still in play. A landmine to the south side as well as this area. What else? So we have here that touched on basically the 21st of August. That took us to, I gotta move this out of the way, 559. So congrats if you played the long, look how long, oh my gosh, look how long it took to get to that level. Let's just go to the 15th so you can see it, this gap here. When did it start that it's now closed? Wow, I marked that out in October 30th of 2024. You'll see different patterns. Like I've tracked this for so long now, but I'm only showing you this on the 5. Some other point, I'll flip this over to the daily and give you some levels because they are going to be different. So 622, this gap is still in play, as well as that gap to the upside, but this one to 624 touched. So that's done. 624, delete right there. And that's done. Let's do some more deleting. And that's done. All right, what about this 559 we touched, as I just marked out already? Here at 559, 545, delete, delete, delete. Right, it took a long time to get there, but we got there. And then all of that is pretty much cleaned up. And then we have other gaps to the south side for whenever we crash and burn again. And we are in a downward pattern. Hold on one second. Okay, how to respond to a text. All right, 622 again is where we ended. So just look for the 622, which, oh wait, why do I have, oh, that's because the gap too. The purple, let me just show you this. Okay, that's That is a gap fill at 622 in the green. So marking it green made me think, okay, that's a gap because I marked the gaps. Green to the upside, red to the downside, and that one touched on Friday. Took us to 622. And then we went up some more and then ended at 622. And let's clean up this one. Remember, I extended. I have no idea when it's going to touch. And it looks like it touched right there on Tuesday, September 2nd. That took us down to 611. Oops. That's an old price target in the white. And this one is still in play, as well as these upper ones. And that wick did not touch there, so this one is also in play to the upside. But right now, again, we're in a downward channel. Doesn't mean we can't pop and get higher to higher levels with a wick, but then go back down again. All right, that's Neo. Let's move on quickly here. Oh, that's the 15. Oh my goodness. I knew I was going to do something wrong because I thought in my mind I got to switch it over, but I didn't. So did I really give you price points for the 5 minute? If I didn't, very quickly, I marked it out 608, 567 roughly, 547, 526. Oops. Oh, and this one, let me clean up this one while I'm here. The 629 was an anticipated move, and that touched on September 9th. Delete. Just a minute, I got another one. Got another text. Okay,